Welcome back to Pasha Pilates. In today's workout, let's focus on our core. The stronger your core, the stronger the rest of your body will be. So let's get those abdominals burning with this 25-minute Pilates core no equipment workout. Let's begin. Let's start seated in the middle of our mats, facing forward in a comfortable seated position. Let's start by taking a few deep breaths. Inhale, big deep breath in, and exhale, placing your hands into prayer. Again, one more breath in and exhale. From here, as we inhale, let's reach our arms all the way up to the ceiling, back into prayer hands, and bringing your hands down towards your heart. Again, big breath in, reaching those arms up towards the ceiling, and exhale as you bring your hands into prayer, down to your heart. One more time, big breath in as you reach those arms up towards the ceiling, and from here let's go into our side bends. Inhale, and as you exhale, place your right hand down onto the mat, and let's reach our left arm up and over. Really lengthen and stretch that arm, reach as far as you can. Really feel that stretch and pull in the side of your body, making sure both sitting bones are down on the mat. And take a big deep breath in, exhale and return back to center. Again, let's inhale, and as you exhale, place your left hand down onto the mat and reach your right arm up and over. Keeping both sitting bones down, really stretch and lengthen through the side of the body. Really try to reach that arm as far as you can. Inhale and exhale. Beautiful, and release, bringing yourself back to the center. From here, let's swivel our bodies to arrive at the front of our mat with our legs bent, feet flat on the mat, tucking the pelvis and slowly rolling down vertebra by vertebra all the way down onto your back. Let's place our hands flat onto the top of our thighs with straight stretched arms. Inhale. And as you exhale, break at your breastbone and try reach your hands over your knees and lower as you inhale. 5 more, breaking at that breastbone, reach over the knees as you sink your belly button and lower as you inhale. Exhale to curl and lift. Good, keep going. Really lifting that upper body up as high as you can off the mat, reaching those fingertips over the knees, sinking that belly button. Good, last one and hold. From here we're going to lift our left arm and replace. Alternate, lift our right arm and lower. Keep it going. You just have 3 more. Keep lifting that upper body up off the mat, sinking that belly button. Good, last one. And lower the upper body all the way back down onto the mat, taking our hands behind our head, elbows open. Inhale. Curl diagonally, bringing your right elbow to your left knee. Hover the toes just above the mat. For a toe tap, bring the leg back up and lower everything back down to inhale. Other side, we exhale to curl hold, single toe tap, leg lift, and lower as you inhale. Repeat 4 more. We go curl, rotate, toe tap, and lower to inhale. Good. Really lift that upper body. Diagonally curl, sink that belly button, and lower as you inhale. Exhale to curl, lifting that upper body, belly button down to spine. Good, last one. Exhale to curl, really rotate that upper body, lift it up off the mat, hover the toes above the mat. Good, and lower. From here, let's place our arms down at our sides. And let's lift one leg up at a time into our double bug position. Both legs bent at 90 degrees. And let's place our hands back onto the top of our thighs to repeat that very first sequence. We go reaching over the knees and lower to inhale. Exhale to reach over those knees, really lifting that upper body, breaking at that breastbone, sinking that belly button to the spine, keeping the hips and legs stable and secure. Last 2. Good. Last 1, and we're going to hold it there. From here, again, we go left arm, replace, and right arm. You are trying to get that bicep in line with your ear, a straight, strong, lengthened arm, keeping that upper body lifted in your curl. Good. From here, let's relax the upper body back down. Take the hands behind the head, elbows open, keeping the legs exactly where they are. Now for our diagonal curl, inhale. And as you exhale, curl and rotate, breaking at that breastbone towards the left knee. You're going to lower the left leg, lift it back up, and lower the upper body. Repeat to the other side. We go curl, rotate, hold, toe tap, leg lift, and upper body lower. Again, we go curl, rotate, hold, toe tap, lift, and lower to inhale. Good. Again, exhale to rotate, sinking that belly button, really lifting the upper body off the mat. Last 2. You've got this. Keep going. Last 1. Exhale to curl, hold, sink that belly button, toe tap, leg lift, and upper body lowers. Good job. Bring those knees into the chest and give them a squeeze. Grab a hold of your elbows, forearms, or wrists, squeezing the knees into the chest, and breathe. Inhale and exhale. From here, let's just rock side to side, releasing any tension in the lower back and hip flexors. Beautiful, and bring it back to the center to release. Let's get into our glutes a little bit. So legs and feet are parallel, hip width distance apart. Let's float our arms up towards the ceiling. Inhale, and as you exhale, squeeze your glutes, lift your hips up to the ceiling, rolling over onto the sides of the feet and opening the knees, and bringing it back down to close. Again, we lift and open, rolling over onto the sides of the feet, and lower and close. Lift and open, lower and close. Good. You're really trying to squeeze those glutes, lift the hips as high as you can to the ceiling. Inhale as you lower, exhale to lift. You just have 5 more. Squeeze, lift, and open simultaneously, and lower and close. Maintaining stable, secure, and level hips. Last 2. Squeezing those glutes, lifting the hips as high as you can. Last 1. And hold. We are just going to hold here. Keep squeezing and lifting up towards the ceiling, and breathe. Ready to go into our pulses. We go pulse and pulse, pulse and pulse. Good. Last 6, 5, 4. Squeeze those glutes, lift the hips, and 2 and 1. Good. Gently replace that bum back down onto the mat. Let's relax those arms all the way back down at our sides, and let's roll over onto the side of our body. We are going to have our body one long line. We are lying flat down onto the mat with our bottom arm extended, top arm's hand in front of you for support. Your legs are straight and stretched. Inhale, and as you exhale, let's take our top leg and kick it forward, as far forward as we can. Take it back, and then we go leg lift and lower. 5 more. Exhale to kick forward, and inhale to lift. Lengthen those shoulders down away from the ears, connect those ribs, and sink the belly button. You are really trying to keep that upper body as stable as possible. Lengthen and stretch and straighten those legs. Last 2. We go kick it forward and back, and lift and lower, connecting those ribs, sinking the belly button. Good. And lift and lower. From here, let's lift up onto our elbow, making sure that elbow is directly under and in line with our shoulder. And let's go straight into our double leg lifts. Inhale, and as you exhale, lift both legs up to the ceiling and lower to inhale. Exhale to lift and lower. You are squeezing those inner thighs together, keeping that upper body as stable as possible, trying to lift up and out of our bottom shoulder. Good, just 3 more. Squeeze those inner thighs together, sink the belly button to the spine, keeping that upper body stable. Good. From here, let's take our top leg, bring it forward in front of us at a 90-degree angle on the mat. Our bottom leg is straight and stretched. Inhale, and as you exhale, we lift that leg straight up to the ceiling and lower. Using our inner thigh, we lift and lower to inhale. Exhale to lift, sinking that belly button. Good, really working that inner thigh. Just 4 more. Good, and 3. Last 2. Good, and 1. Good work. Now let's do the exact same thing on the other side. So let's roll on over, body one long line, our bottom arm flat down on the mat, resting our head on our arm. Inhale, and as you exhale, connect the ribs, sink the belly button, and kick your top leg forward and back, and lift it and lower. Repeat. 5 more. We kick it forward and back and lift it and lower. Really try stretch and straighten and lengthen those legs. Connect those ribs, sink the belly button to the spine, and keep that upper body as stable as possible. Your core is really working hard here to maintain balance and stability. Using your breath will really help you to maintain your balance by connecting those ribs and sinking that belly button to the spine. Good. And from here, let's lift up onto our elbow, making sure that elbow is directly under and in line with your shoulder. Let's inhale, and as you exhale, double leg lift and lower. We go lift and lower, really squeezing those inner thighs together, lengthening those legs away from you, connecting those ribs, sinking that belly button, and lifting up and out of that bottom shoulder. Good. Last 2 and 1. Very nice. Let's bring that top leg forward in front of us at a 90-degree angle on the mat. And let's go straight into our bottom leg inner thigh lifts. We go lift and lower. 7 more. We go lift and lower, keeping that upper body as stable as possible, using only your inner thigh and your core to lift that leg up off the mat, straight up towards the ceiling. Almost there. Last 1. Good. Let's stretch both of our legs out, and from here let's roll over onto our tummy, placing our hands right underneath the shoulders, and let's push back into our praying crouch with our legs and feet together, bum back onto our heels, and let's stretch our arms out, relax the forehead onto the mat, and let's take a few deep breaths, stretching out that lower back. Beautiful. From here, let's lift up onto all 4s. Legs and feet are hip width distance apart and parallel, hands directly under and in line with your shoulders. Tuck your toes in underneath you. Inhale. And as you exhale, let's push back into our downward facing dog. Really press that chest through towards your thighs. Press the heels down towards the mat. Lift your tailbone up towards the ceiling. Make sure your ears are in line with your biceps. Lengthen those shoulders down away from the ears. Connect the ribs and sink the belly button. Let's walk those legs out. We press the right heel into the mat, stretching the leg, and alternate, pressing the left heel and stretching the leg. Keeping those hips stable. Good. From here, now use your hips and really sink into the hip every time you walk. Sinking into that hip. Good. Last 1, and back to the center to inhale. From here, we go exhale to lower to hover the knees just above the mat on all 4s, and bring it back to downward facing dog, pressing the heels. We go lower to hover, knees are just above the mat, and back to your downward facing dog. We just have 3 more, really stretching those legs, pressing the heels, and lower to hover, sinking that belly button up to the spine. Make sure the shoulders are in line with the wrists as you hover. Good. Last one and hold. From here, keeping this position as stable as possible with your knees lifted, we are going to do shoulder taps. Inhale, and as you exhale, tap your left shoulder with your right hand and alternate. Keeping that weight as stable as possible with a flat back and your knees are lifted just 2 centimeters up off the mat. Last 2. Good, and 1. We are just going to hold this position for a few more seconds. You can do this, keeping those knees lifted, sink that belly button up to the spine. Good. And gently replace the knees back down onto the mat, untuck your toes. Maintaining a flat back, let's inhale. And as you exhale into our pointing dog, let's extend our left arm and right leg and hold. Inhale. And as you exhale, lengthen those shoulders down away from the ears, connect those ribs, sink that belly button up to the spine. Good, and gently replace that hand and knee back down onto the mat to inhale. Exhale, other side, extend your right arm and your left leg into your pointing dog position and hold. Making sure your weight is centered, lengthen those shoulders down away from the ears, sink that belly button up to the spine, and gently replace that hand and knee back down onto the mat. From here, let's walk our hands forward and let's stretch it out. Make sure your hips are directly above and in line with your knees, and now really press that chest down and through towards the mat. Either place your chin or your forehead on the mat, or you can turn your head from side to side, placing one ear down onto the mat at a time. Inhale, and as you exhale, press that chest even further down. Good, and gently release, coming forward, back down onto our tummy, placing our forehead on our fingertips with our elbows open, straight stretched legs, and let's open our legs to the outsides of the mat. From here, inhale, and as you exhale, lengthen those shoulders down away from you and lift that upper body as high as you can up off the mat and lower, and then double leg lift and lower to inhale. Exhale, we lift the upper body and lower, double leg lift, squeezing those glutes and lower. Good. Just 4 more, really getting into the back and the glutes here. Stretch and lengthen those legs away from you and sink that belly button up to the spine. Inhale as you lower and exhale as you lift. Last 2 sets. You've got this. Use your breath and sink that belly button up to the spine, squeezing those glutes and lengthening the shoulders down away from the ears. From here, take a big breath in. And as you exhale, lift both the upper body and the legs at the same time and hold. Keep lifting and hold, hold, hold. Use your breath. Beautiful. And lower everything back down onto the mat. Now let's lift up onto our elbows, making sure our elbows are directly under and in line with our shoulders. Tuck your toes in underneath you with our legs and feet together. Inhale. And as you exhale, let's lift up our body into our elbow plank. From here, we inhale. And as you exhale, let's walk our legs. So we're going to touch the right knee down to the mat and alternate. Keeping that upper body as stable as possible, body one long line. Your head and neck in line with your spine. And you are sinking that belly button up to the spine. From here, let's double up the pace. We go quick, quick, touch and touch and touch. Good. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Let's lower it all the way back down onto the mat. Place your hands underneath your shoulders and let's push back into our praying crouch. This time with our feet together and our knees wide open. Bum back onto the heels. Stretch your arms out and let's press our chest down and through towards the mat, relaxing our forehead onto the mat. And breathe. Take nice big deep breaths. Just relax and let it all go. Beautiful. Let's gently lift back up to be seated. And let's roll over onto our bum, bringing our legs forward in front of us. Legs and feet hip width distance apart. Our legs are bent, feet flat on the mat. And from here, let's take our arms forward in front of us. Inhale. And as you exhale, tuck your pelvis and roll it back into your C curve with your spine rounded. Sink your belly button, hands placed on the top of your thighs. Repeating the same sequence from the beginning, we reach the hands over the knees and take it back. We reach, lifting up tall and back into your C curve. Good. Last 3, using your core to lift that upper body, keeping the hands placed against the legs, reaching up and over the knees. Good. Last one, we're going to hold. From here, straight into the arm lifts. We lift your left arm and then your right. Keep alternating, lift and lower, holding your C curve. Connect those ribs, sink the belly button, keep those hips and legs nice and stable. Good. From here, take those hands to the back of the head, elbows open. Inhale, and as you exhale, rotate and curl to the left. Lift your left leg, toe tap, lift, lower to alternate. We go. Rotate the upper body, lift the leg, toe tap, lift and lower. Good. Keep those hips stable, sink that belly button and breathe. Good. Last 2. And last 1. Very nice. Good job. I know that was tough. Let's stretch out those legs, lift those arms up towards the ceiling and up and over into your forward fold. Let's stretch out those hamstrings. Flex those feet, stretch and straighten the legs. Lift up and out of that lower spine and lengthen as far forward as you can. Inhale, and as you exhale, lengthen forward from that lower back, really stretching out those hamstrings. Good. And gently release, lifting up to be seated. From here, let's extend our arms forward out in front of us at shoulder height. Inhale. And as you exhale, lift your left leg straight up off the mat. We're going to roll it back into our C curve. Lift back up to be seated, tall and lower. Repeat, right leg lifts. Roll it back, forward and lower. Alternate. We go lift, roll it back, sinking the belly button forward to lift up tall and lower. Just 3 more. Make sure you're lengthening those shoulders down away from the ears. Sinking that belly button and connecting the ribs. Stretch and straighten those legs with flexed feet. Good. Last one. We go lift, roll it back, tucking that pelvis, lifting up tall and lower. Inhale, and as you exhale, we just lift the left leg, lower and lift your right leg. Lower, alternate, keep it going. Lift, lower and lift. You are using that quad and that hip flexor and your core to lift the legs straight up to the ceiling. Good. From here, let's reach our arms up towards the ceiling. Big breath in. And as you exhale, lengthen forward from that lower spine. Grab a hold of your feet if you can. Big breath in. And as you exhale, release into your hamstring stretch, lengthening forward from that lower back. Good. And release, sitting up nice and tall. From here, let's stretch out the back. Let's bend our right leg and let's place the right foot on the outside of our left leg, flat on the mat. Let's flex our left foot, place our right hand flat on the mat behind our back, reach your left arm up to the ceiling and take that arm up and over the right knee, really pressing into that knee, twisting and rotating the upper body as much as you can, looking to the right. And breathe, really stretching into the spine. And release. Let's repeat the same thing on the other side. So let's bend our left leg, placing the left foot on the outside of our right leg, flat on the mat, with our left arm behind us for support. Let's flex our foot, lift our right arm up to the ceiling, and take that right arm up and over the knee, pressing into the knee and twisting and rotating that upper body. looking to the left. Hold and breathe. Beautiful work. Let's release. Stretch both of our legs out to straight. Tuck your pelvis and slowly roll down vertebra by vertebra, flat on our back. Take a big breath in and exhale. Completely relax the arms, the legs, the entire body. Just let it all go. Just 2 more big deep breaths. Let's bring our awareness back. If your eyes were closed, let's open them and gently roll over onto the side of your body and lift up to be seated. Let's place our legs in a froggy position with our feet together, knees wide open. Grab a hold of your ankles, and from here, let's take a big breath in. And as you exhale, let's pull our head towards our feet with our elbows pressing down into our knees. Let's press those knees down towards the mat and really try to reach that head for your feet. Really stretching out those hips and glutes. Inhale, and as you exhale, pull and press. And release. Let's roll it back up. And from here, let's cross our legs into a comfortable seated position. Let's bring our hands into prayer. And from here, let's inhale, reaching our arms up towards the ceiling, looking up towards our hands, and exhale, bringing our palms down towards our hearts. One more time, big breath in. Inhale, reaching our arms up towards the ceiling, bringing our hands into prayer to our hearts. Thanking yourself for bringing yourself and your body, mind, and soul to your mat today. You should be so proud of yourself. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you soon.